Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Am I audible quite enough?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your response. Now, uh, very good morning. Very good morning. It's Bilas. Very good morning. So, within 1 or 2 minutes, we will start our today's topic. So, can anyone tell me like what is our last or previous class discussion? Can anyone remember that thing? Can anyone ask me कि हमने क्या लास्ट टॉपिक रीड किया था? याद है किसी को या मैं अपने it's a batch 2, so we'll go and start with the second class as per our schedule. So I'll just start with this one. Anyone tell me like, ma'am, this is our last topic which we covered throughout our blog. मालूम किसी को नहीं मालूम? नो वन इज अटेंडिंग द फर्स्ट सेशन. किसी ने भी अटेंड नहीं किया क्या? So, okay, no one is asking me anything. So, I'll do one thing. I just remember we are aware of like what is Python or what is the C language, what are the data types we are using, and what type of, creation of code, how to write this statement and all that kind of thing we are maintaining in our first class. So anyone, have an idea like what is C language? What is C language? We'll start with a doubt session and then later on we'll just move to start with today's concept as this is our second one class. So we'll go by like data types, like what is like procedures, methods, and what type of functions and statements basically we are using in C. All of us having a sound knowledge about programming now. So first of all, I'll just start with a concept that is C, based on C, because first block having the concept of C, first and second block, and later on the block number 3 and 4 when we have a concern about that. So that is totally depend on our its Python language. So for the meanwhile, I just want to start the class as so all of you are requested to please open your camera so that I can take the attendance first. Not able to see all of you. Not able to see all of you. It's a Bilash. It's a Aryan, Prashant, Anil. Kindly open the camera. I can see number of students, but some of you are not opening your cameras as well. It's a request, guys. Kindly open the camera. Thank you very much. Attendance is done from my side. Now, if you want, you can switch off your camera. So, I will start with the concept. So, on the first sound ground, so just sharing my screen first, then later on moving to the topic. No one is telling, like, who is attending the first class? Please unmute of yourself. Kindly tell me, like, what is the last topic? Anyone tell me, or otherwise I can start on my own ways. Okay, all right. No one is asking me anything. So I'll directly move to my topic, that is like data types,
Ma'am,
operators.
various data types were discussed.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Sachin. मैं यही सुनना चाह रही थी कि एटलीस्ट कोई तो मुझे बताए कि क्या टॉपिक था. See, we are just discussing about the expressions, the operators, and the statements. So, in each of the language, we are using the same concept. So, variables are available in all the languages, like it's a procedural, it's a OOPS based, or it's a high level language. The second thing we are talking about, like operators, we are talking about the keyword and the buzzwords. Each one of the concept, as per the basic level, as per the beginner level, is available in all our computer science means IT languages. Now we are just start with a specific topic, that is operator. So what is known as an operator? We know operators are performing such kind of operations based on some particular, it's operations. We are just using some symbols, and on the basis of that symbol we get a specific output. And what are known as an expressions? Expression means sometimes we says our condition is true, sometimes we says our conditions are not true. So based on our expression we can prove like whether we are getting a specific output or not. So next topic which we covered here, that is decisions and loop control statement. And the unit number 4 we are covering a particular topic, that is arrays and strings. Procedural language and OOPS based languages, or in the high level language, arrays are taking a vital and very important role in our programming, because there is 2 to 3 types of things which we are regularly use in our IT world. The first thing is like it's a variable. The second thing is it's a structure. The third thing is it's a arrays. When we declare a array in C language, basically we are focusing about C, because C versus Python is our topic. So variable means we are just giving a specific data type. Then we are giving a specific variable name, and if we assign some value right at the time of declaration, then we use some assignment. It means variable is capable to keep one value, one assigned value based on the data type, like 2 bytes, char having 1 byte or float having 4 byte, right? So variable is keeping only one value. Now, after variable, we just introduce our structure. So structure is more capable to store a value, but we can create a structure in C language that a keyword we are using, that is struct, and the name of the structure means whatever the name. Suppose that I am creating a structure that is known as a student. So multiple variables, like one data type we can declare here, it's a integer. One data type we can create here, it's a char or float, right? So and etc. So multi variety of variable we are creating and store in a one place. So structure is more capable with the variable. Now, the next thing we introduce as an arrays. Array is what we are giving a specific data type and the declaration, right? So array is storing specific value on a same memory location with a specific data type and have a continuous location. So array is more capable rather than structure. So suppose that A is my variable name or ARR is my variable name and we say 5. So array could be declared as sized or unsized. So these kind of thing we are generally go by our array. And what about like strings? String means sometimes we want to concat something. We have to be, it's a declaration. We want to get retrieve one specific value at a time. So that thing we are mentioning in our string. Now we start with a particular, yes. See, there are a variety of, first we go by PDF, then later on we'll introduce our PPTs as well. So they are just giving some particular name over here. We know each and everything is stored in terms of binary. So we can declare as a float which having like 4 byte. We can declare as a char, it's a 1 byte. We can declare as a string, it's a upper double quote opening and closing. So these are the whole. So structure hexadecimal stores 0 to 15 particular specific constant size at a time. Octal says three particular values. It means 3 byte we are declaring, and 0 to 7 is the octal size. Suppose that we are aware of what is binary, what is hexa, what is our octal number system. And say character constants are what? If we are just create a single particular character, whether it's a upper code A or Z, whether it's a lower A to Z, we put each and everything into the single code. Just like a number of example is here. Capital letter A is a constraint, X is a constant. Even though if we just use or declare here it's a digit value or a numeric value, but still put in a single code. So this numerical value also deal or also treat as a character constraint. Sometimes we are declared like some specific or just like a specific character. So put within it's a single quote. So they also known as a character. Otherwise, it's in sky and Unicode. So they says octal having 0 to 7, hexa having 0 to 15. It's been 4 byte or 4 bit combination. Char having it's a 1, int having it's a 2. So for the meanwhile, we have to be declared some kind of enumerations. Enumerated means we are just used some specific or possible value So for that purpose, we are just create an predefined list. So enumeration are the constraint where we can have to be declared something and give a static value. Let's say the keyword basically we use it's a enum and color. For example, color is the name which stored some specific value as per the variable declaration, enumeration declaration. This is known as an object. This is the type, and these are the specific values. So specifically color having जो भी आप define करोगे आप उसको इसमें define कर सकते हो. Let's say they just introduce a particular example which having a C language example. They just says like hash include stdio or it's a conio. Then int main. Int means by default the main is having it's a integer form. So definitely whenever we use this main symbol, always we just create or put a return 0. And if we are not write any int word in front of the main, then in that we definitely write a return 0 keyword. So type def means a type of defined thing. Unsigned or signed, it's a particular like size like 127 to minus 127, the range we are asking. U in it, it's a j, it's a unsigned int. J and K is the normal variable. We store some value. Say here printf J. So percentile D is known as a format access specifier. We just want to retrieve the value which is stored in J. We want to retrieve a particular value which is stored in K. So on the basis of this statement, we are in a position to fetch this 5 or fetch this 9 value. So for example, some of like preprocessor directive, we know pi having a particular value that is 3.14. For that purpose, we just write like hash define करके pi का value. जो भी specific value we want to declare on a one time and again we can call within the program body. So we just use type def or like def keyword, right? See guys, I am just find out the screen again. So do you have any doubt? Kindly unmute of yourself and then ask me the question. Then I just start with an expression and later on the yes please. Do we have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll move fast, right? चलो थोड़ा सा आगे चलते हैं और धीरे धीरे I can move with the PPTs. Now I am just able to start the things using some PPTs operations. Now I can share the screen again. See, as per the screen which we shows here, see guys, I'm just covering some particular points. So when I just describe each and everything, you please note it down the point. If you have any doubt, then ask me the same, right? Otherwise, we just take if we have a time right now, we can have a look of practical as well. But my particular first devotion is to cover the theory aspect. So the topic which we covered and the topics are mentioned as a looping in our block 1. So the topic which we covered here, it's a types of loop. So first word is written here, it's a while. Second word is written here, it's a do while. And third one is written here, it's a for loop. And whenever we are moving to our Python, Then we just heard about one particular loop as well, that is for each. So have a look like what are the looping statement. Looping means if we want to work with the repetition of the task again and again. So one time we can write our statement and multiple times we can print that statement on the basis of loops, right? So some of these specific conditions are given or mentioned here. So first we understand what are the looping statement. Looping means can be defined as executing a statement or a group of statements in multiple times. So it simplify the complex problem, the first thing. Second thing is it enable the programmer to alter the flow of control so that we can write the same code again and again. No, we cannot write the same code again and again. We repeat the same code, we repeat the same sentences in a finite number of time, but still as a programmer, we want to save our time. And we have to be check some specific conditions as well. That is the main advantage of the loop. So repetition करना है, multiple बार किसी चीज को प्रिंट करना है, कंडीशन को चेक भी करना है, then we generally using some loop statement. Now here we just mentioned three types of loop because this time we discuss the concept of C language. C versus Python. So most programming languages suppose three kind of loops. So first one is the while, the second one is do while, the third one is for. So what is like while? So while means whenever our condition is get true, then in that we can in a position to print our statement. Do while is just opposite. For means start to end repeatedly. One time we can declare and multiple time we can just repeat the whole sentence. So while statement we are using to repeatedly execute a single statement or a certain group of statement. The second thing is while loop keeps repeating the task until an associated test condition returns false. And the major thing is we enter in this while loop when we have a specific condition and that condition is true only. So the syntax we follow here, we just write a while keyword, all letters are in a small one. We just declare our test condition, curly open and curly closing and body of the loop. So test like test condition is expression. So we'll execute the control flow and body of the loop is statement or group of statements. So we enclosed each one of the thing into the curly open and curly closing. And the major concept is if the condition is true only, then we enter. Otherwise, the while loop cannot reproduce the output. We just come out of the end position and stop. So nothing is printed on that console window or the terminal window. So this is a flow chart of your while. So we have to be declare a condition. So condition declaration, we always use a diamond box. We just write our condition. If the condition is true, then the second pass is going on. Otherwise, we check our condition here. If the condition is not true, we just come and stop the process here. We cannot implement, we cannot write a single character while using this. Right. So according to the syntax, we just declare, let's say you says I equals 0. This is the declaration part. All the letters are small. Then you says I up less than here till. Right. The condition is checked here only. Right. I means 0 is less than 5. If the condition is true, we just come at this point. जो भी statement है हमारा, let's say in C we are talking about. So printf, let's say we just write it's a MCS-201 comma, or we can say it's a comma. slash the for make a big space and print the value of I and terminate. Suppose that we are not controlling our loop. So this is the example we are just कोड आर्ट सेल्फ इन अ इनफाइनाइट लूप के लूप में आ तो गए एग्जिट नहीं हो पाएंगे जैसे ही आप इसे बोलेंगे कि प्रिंट द वैल्यू अप टू दिस वन ओनली then immediate whenever our condition is get satisfied we just come out of the loop. The answer is freezing on your monitor or the console window and the whole thing is doing well. Otherwise, if we skip this point, it means we are entering in a infinite loop constant. That is the major potential and major output is given by our while loop. Now, the second thing I'm just moving. Okay, all right. The second thing is introduced here. That is do while. Do while is just opposite of the while loop. The first thing is while demand the condition first. If the condition is true, we come into the loop. If the condition is not true, we come out of the loop. Do while means uh, we just enter in the loop first and check the condition at the last moment. So it is just while ने start में मांगा condition, do while end में मांग रहे condition. That's why we are asking कि at least one time क्योंकि enter हो चुके हैं condition बाद में पता लग रही है कब काम करना है कितना करना है तो एटलीस्ट एक बार आंसर तो प्रिंट होगा ही होगा. सो डू पहले आया बॉडी ऑफ द लूप देन वाइल के बाद आपने टेस्ट कंडीशन दी एंड ऑलवेज प्रिंट अ सेमीकोलन अदरवाइज क्या होगा किसी पोजीशन पे हम रुक नहीं पाएंगे. सी जस्ट एंटर हुआ बॉडी ऑफ द लूप दिया कंडीशन इज ट्रू राइट तो हमारा काम हो रहा है. अगर कंडीशन ट्रू है तो हम लूप में जा रहे हैं और नहीं है तो भी एक स्टेटमेंट प्रिंट करने के बाद ही हम एग्जिट पर आएंगे. नाउ व्हाट टाइप ऑफ सिंटेक्स वी आर यूजिंग बहुत छोटा सा डिफरेंस है. मैंने यहाँ पे सिर्फ इसको पिक करा जस्ट राइट डू ये काम करना है क्या करना है ये सारा करना है और कब तक करना है कितनी बार करना है वो हमने लास्ट में इसको मेंशन करके स्पेसिफाई कर दिया. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज फॉर. सो इन द फॉर वन when we are discussing about the for, so for is what like repetition of the control statement. It's more convenient. We count our iteration and work well. So for initialization, test condition के लिए increase or decrease के लिए then we just write our statement. So first the initialization one time होगा. Condition जब तक जाना है. Statement plus plus I or I plus plus. So pre and post increment concept is going on. So first we enter, then just write a condition, then body of the loop and depend like increase and decrease. प्लस प्लस है तो इंक्रीमेंट हो रहा है माइनस माइनस है तो डिक्री चल रहा है लेकिन दो तरीके से चल रहा है. प्री में काम पहले हुआ और प्रिंट हुआ. पोस्ट में पहले इंक्रीज देन योर it's a. So guys take 1 minute and think about the concept is clear. It's too good. If the concept is not clear, please unmute of yourself and ask me. Kindly unmute if you have any doubt. Otherwise, I can just move to the. All right, I can move now. Okay. Now, the second thing is I am just sharing the screen again. In the block number one, we are having a particular look of declaration of arrays and string. So how to declare an array and how to declare a string. So some of the example they just mentioned in our blog as well. So I'm just spine out the window first. Which we are saying it only. So as per the PPTs are shown here, we just discuss a particular topic that is array. See, array is what? First we look as a declaration part, then initialization, how to access arrays element, what are the advantages, disadvantages, and operations. So some of the time we just go by the arrays strings. So array is what? Array is a kind of data structure which is used to store similar kind of data element. We can store at continuous memory location. So array is used to store a collection of data, and it is often more useful to think of an array and a collection of variable for the same time. Now array is what it is very simple because we need to store only five number. This is an example also, but if we need to store 100, then it is very difficult to be handled. So we just have a look about the arrays type and like declaration. So array could be of two types, means sized or unsized. If we are aware of a particular size, so we have to be fix the value कि 5 उसमें store कर दिया या 100 कर दिया. So whenever we declare as a 5, it will start with the zeroth value and ending with the fourth one. And at the last one, we just have to be declare the thing as a backslash zero or null pointer. For example, I can show you. Otherwise, they all are very basic things. But still, this is the start. So I can just show you it's my thinking like each one of you are aware of this thing. But still, this is a part, so I can declare each one of the value. For example, we have to be declare a array. So array is having a data type, let's say integer, right? The name of the array is A. So we declare our array as an A, and at the same time we just want like array ka size is 5. So as we know, array having a major concept that is subscript, and it starts with the 0 index, 1 index, index 2, index 3, and index 4. But as for the thing is, the size is 5. So we have a particular size that is allocated in our memory. So we have a 5 as well. So subscript start with the index which having 0, and moving to the superscript, the last element is known as a superscript which having an index value 4. Suppose that we declare our array it's a integer. So definitely in a continuous memory location, we just want to keep our data, let's say this one. So when we are asking ki A ka which having the index value is 1. So as we say कि जिसका index value 1 है, we want to fetch this value. So percentile D, comma A of index जिसका भी I का index क्या है 1 है. तो जैसे ही आप 1 करोगे, we are able to fetch the value which is stored here. It's a 20. So that kind of operations we are generally declare here. So as per the declaration, it's very simple. So we are aware of the size, we can declare. Otherwise, if you are not aware of the size, we can just keeping like a open or ending ho jaye, but still we are not storing any kind of value. So 100 at a 0 to 99, और जो last का element है that is slash 0 or null. So 0 से start होगी, 99 are known or associated as an index number and variable which is inside. So it is keeping our value. And all the elements are stored as a continuous location as we discussed. So index numbers start with the 0. So that is the declaration and number 0. So first element and 99 is the last, and 100 is what? 100 is known as a termination. So as for the screen here, first we have to be declare our array. Syntax is what? The data type and name of the array and the size. So first we initialize some value, assigning the initial value. Element are initialized here. Element can be initialized one by one. So int ARR int 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? 5 means 5 time declaration. 0 means the first, the 1 means 45 is the second element. 5 may like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is what at the time of declaration we keep assigning the values here. how to access? Suppose that we want to access a particular value which is having a particular index number. So we just declare int ARR. ARR value is 4. For example, ARR 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this value is fetching as per the example. What are the advantage of array? So multiple data value or multiple data item we store on a same location. It is very easy to access. Next thing is in a single name we can assign multiple value. So basically array is using for like operations like implementation of metrics and all. And data structure, it's a non-primitive, and primitive and non-primitive, these two things are we mentioned in our programming. So non-primitive having like list, it's a stack, it's a queue, it's a tree, it's a graph. So we are assigning various values. Now some of the disadvantages are there, which says like it's a prawn and cron. So must be advanced may many element to be stored. So array is static. So it means we are just fix the value. We are just giving an assigned value. So it's a fixed size. So more memory are required. In operations, we knows like traversal करना है, we want to insert some specific value, if we want to delete some specific value. So these are the operations which we maintain with the help of arrays. So traversal means processing each element in the array. Insertion means adding a new element in the array. Deletion means removing an array from the list. And searching means finding the location of the element which is given value with the given key. Sorting means arranging the element in a type of array, whether it's a ascending or a descending. So next slide is showing here what is known as string. A number of character makes a word. Let's say city's name, student's name, addresses, course's name, color's name. So basically, we knows as a string, and double quote open and double quote closing is known as a string. So a string can be defined as a character, and it is terminated and terminated by a slash zero or a null. So a character of array or a string is used to multiplet or it's a manipulate text such as in word. So string variable are used to hold some text data, which is compressed as a numerical letter, punctuations, marks, and other symbols. So this is we can do with the help of our string. Now I'm giving you 5 minutes, guys. First thing I want to like take the second attendance. So at that meanwhile, you please open your camera. I'll request you all kindly open the camera. Prashant, Manish, Shah, it's Anjali, Anil, Hasib. Rest of the students are open. We are still waiting to open your camera. Then and that we can able to take the attendance, guys. Hurry up, please. Thank you very much for the opening of your camera. So if you want, you can close up. And the second thing is like, do you have any doubt? Then please share it. Otherwise, we can move. जिनका कोई भी क्वेश्चन है किसी भी कॉन्सेप्ट को लेके प्लीज शेयर करिए। यस प्लीज।
हेलो, am I audible?
या अंजलि, आई कैन लिसन यू।
मैम कॉन्सेप्ट को लेके तो नहीं, बट मेरा असाइनमेंट्स को लेके था, क्योंकि जो हमारे सी और प्रोग्राम पाइथन के असाइनमेंट्स थे उसमें सारे प्रोग्राम रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस थे। तो अब कंफ्यूजन ये है कि वो हैंड रिटन होने थे कि प्रोग्राम हमें कंप्यूटर में रन करके उसका स्क्रीनशॉट लगाना था। तो एग्जैक्टली करना क्या था? मैंने तो दोनों कर दिए।
नहीं, देखो अंजलि, होता क्या है, जो थियरी वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं आप उन्हें A4 साइज पेपर पे या जो हमारी शीट्स होती है ना, आप उन पे इजीली लिख सकते थे। और जो प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं बेसिकली उससे क्या होता है कि आप राइट भी कर सकती हैं या कंपाइल करके देख के एक आउटपुट विंडो के साथ भी लगा सकती हैं। Assignments is what? Assignments like it's a pre-preparation. IGNOU is giving the counseling, right? तो उस टाइम पे 40% जो आपका मार्क्स है प्रैक्टिकल का, वो आपके असाइनमेंट की परफॉर्मेंस के बेसिस पर ही लगता है। तो अगर आप उसे हैंड रिटन दे रही हैं तब भी कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है। अगर आप उसको कंपाइल करके देख के आउटपुट के साथ दे रही हैं, इट लुक्स गुड। तो एज पर द एग्जामिनर के माइंड में ना एक स्टेबिलिटी आ जाती है, लाइक स्टूडेंट्स आर अवेयर ऑफ, स्टूडेंट्स आर मेकिंग देयर प्रोग्राम एंड पुट देन आउटपुट एज वेल। दोनों ही चीजें हैं। करेक्टनेस होगी, राइटिंग जब आप करोगे तो स्किल्स पे डिपेंड होगा। जैसे फेस इज द इंडेक्स ऑफ आवर माइंड, सेम विद द राइटिंग। राइटिंग इज गिविंग द इम्प्रेशन कि हाँ हमारा स्टेट ऑफ माइंड ऐसा है, हमने ऐसे लिखा है। तो राइटिंग अगर लिखना है तो थोड़ा सा उस पे जाना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज मैं समझती हूँ कि कंप्यूटर पे करके उसका एक आउटपुट निकाल लेके और तब लगाना ज्यादा कन्वीनियंट हो जाता है। आप दोनों ही अप्रोच फॉलो कर सकती हैं। कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल के हैंड रिटन ही होना चाहिए और प्रैक्टिकली होना चाहिए। लेकिन कुछ ऐसे सब्जेक्ट हैं दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन प्रैक्टिकल, जैसे अभी हम जो कर रहे हैं, जैसे बी एम 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 सी एस, वो थियोरी वाला सब्जेक्ट है। लेकिन जहां जहां एल एल इज मेंटेनिंग ना देयर लैब मैनुअल, so definitely the L word is in front of the assignment ना। तो वो कोशिश करके प्रैक्टिकल परफॉर्म करके आउटपुट विंडो के साथ दें, वो बहुत इंप्रेसिव होगा। तो जो थियरी कंसर्न है वो आप लिख भी सकती हैं, लेकिन जो प्रैक्टिकल है वो आप विंडो के साथ दें तो मार्क्स अच्छे आते हैं।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू। ऐसे ही
यू
कर रहे
वेलकम।
बस
ओ
वही
इट्स ओके।
कंफ्यूजन था कहीं, क्योंकि कुछ लोग बोल रहे थे रिटर्न हैंड रिटर्न होना चाहिए कंप्लीटली, तो वो माइंड में घूम रहा था कहीं मार्क्स ना कट जाए या फिर कुछ ऐसा ना हो जाए।
अच्छा,
थैंक यू।
मैं थैंक यू वेरी मच। लेकिन ना पता है क्या, मैं एक छोटा सा बात बताऊंगी। सबसे पहले जब हम एज मैं इग्नू की ही बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, एज यूजुअल कहीं के भी हम लोग एक बनते हैं यूजर। मैं भी बनी हूँ, मैं भी अभी रिलीज हुई हूँ कि हाँ चलो मैं एक स्टूडेंट से थोड़ा बाहर आ गई हूँ। तो लाइफ में स्टडी का एंड नहीं है, एजुकेशन का एंड नहीं है, लेकिन हर जगह पे ना हम जब उसका पार्ट बनते हैं, अ पार्ट ऑफ, राइट। सो दे आर जस्ट गिविंग अ गाइडलाइंस। जैसे हमारा प्रोस्पेक्टस है, उसमें लिंक गिवन है, तो दे आर प्रीडिफाइंड like structure they are mentioning in our prospectus or like whatever the guidelines। तो पोर्टल पे ये सब कुछ अवेलेबल है और आपके प्रोस्पेक्टस में तो बहुत अच्छे से डिक्लेयर है। तो मैं एक छोटा सा रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, ईच वन ऑफ द टाइम व्हेन न्यू थिंग्स आर कमिंग ना, फटाफट उसका गाइडलाइंस एक बार थॉरोली रीड करिए। उसमें सब कुछ अच्छे से मेंशन रहता है। और उसके बाद भी अगर कुछ होता है, आपका व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है, आपको ईमेल आईडी दी हुई है, query@pctiltd.com पे आप मेल कर दीजिए। यू जस्ट टेक माई आईडी, ऑल दीज स्टाफ मेंबर्स लाइक पीसीटीआई के जितने भी हैं, आपको cftedu.in के बारे में बताया हुआ है। तो वहां पर भी अगर आप जाते हो सी, तो वहां पर भी हमारी एक आईडी मेंशन है, इट्स query@cftedu.in। तो आप ये सारी चीजें लिख सकते हैं। एकेडमिक से रिलेटेड हम सब टीम मेंबर्स हैं, और जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव हैं देवेंद्र सर हैं या जितने भी अदर्स मेंबर हैं, आप एक बार कॉल भी कर सकते हो, अगर पॉसिबल है तो आप आके भी मिल सकते हो। सो 101% श्योर ईच वन ऑफ यू नो अस आर हियर फ्रॉम यू पीपल. तो आप पूछ भी सकते हैं, कॉल भी कर सकते हैं. अब अगर डिस्टेंस ज्यादा है, यू कैन राइट अ मेल एज वेल. सो एनी टाइम आप पूछेंगे, डेफिनेटली हमें कोई चीज नहीं भी पता है ना, तो कंसर्न पर्सन को हम लोग हैंड ओवर करेंगे कि प्लीज सॉल्व दिस क्वेरी नाउ. ओके, देखो अभी स्ट्रिंग की बात हुई थी. मैं थोड़ा सा ब्लॉक की तरफ ले जाऊंगी और थोड़ा सा स्क्रीन को स्पाइन आउट करूंगी. सो दोज हु आर अंडरस्टैंड द हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश, तो आई एम बायलिंगुअल हूँ. और कई बार आते हैं कि टोटली इंग्लिश और टोटली हिंदी, तो मैंने मिक्स कर दिया है दोनों को. एंड इफ यू फील like each and everything is in the context of English only, then you please ask me before going to be start the thing. I can just convey each and every values. तो आपको मैं वो चीज समझाऊंगी. देखो अभी यहाँ पे ना the example which is available on page number 90. I'm talking about like block number 1. It's example 4.2. They give a proper example with having enumerator से लेके defined keywords से लेके they are asking write a program to illustrate like how the marks of 10 students as read as an array and then used to find the maximum marks obtained by a student in this class. So for example, they just put a symbol like slash, asterisk and asterisk slash. This particular thing is known as documentation type comment. If we have more than one line treat as a comment, then generally we are using this one. Otherwise, it's a single line comment. We just put a double slash. That's it. And hash include, we know it's a stdio. The second thing is a CONIO, it's a conio. We want to use a CLR SCR method. Third thing is we define a macro, right? So hash define size equal 10. Each one of the time we are not declare again and again. So one time we can write our macro, and when need occur, we can call the same thing. So it's a main method. Definitely we want to use a particular word that is return 0. It's a method. So int I is a variable, max is a variable. We do one thing, int I equals 0 comma max equals 0. So one data type, similar data type is there, we can just declare the same thing with the help of like commas. So int std underscore marks. Std is a different name, marks is a different name. We want to merge, we want to club these two things. So basically in all the programming we are using underscore, not with the hyphen. So stud underscore marks, bracket open closing, it means this is known as an array, and we just declare a size, and size we are mentioning at the top of our program is terms of macro. So 10 student records are here. 0 to 9 may record, and the last position shows as the terminal value. So for I0, I is less than size I plus plus, it's a post increment. First we print the value like number of students I plus 1. Each one of the time we can increment one value. So enter the marks. Out of 50 में से marks दे रहे हैं. Scanner means scan the file. Percentile D is a format access specifier because our array and num and max having a specific data type that is integer. So we use percentile D. Ampersand when we just take our runtime value, then we use ampersand symbol for with the scanner. So I का value 0 पे है, तो first number का value, second subscript and all. Now we just write find out the maximum. So I0 less than size, then if is the condition start marks I is greater than max, then max का value क्या हो जाए, stud I से max में value जाए, and at last we print the maximum marks. तो जिनका भी पहले तो enter हुआ, suppose that student 1 to student 9 as per the index value, as per the record we just write like out of 50 student 1 is getting 10, 17, 23, 40, 49 and all. We put all the marks and find out based on this loop, right? So the maximum marks obtained along with all the student is 49. So number of other examples are mentioning in our book. Please open the blog and read it. And if you got any, ambiguities or the concept is not, we'll definitely discuss the same thing in our coming class. Now here they mentioned like dimensionals of array. So array could be of one dimensional, it's a one row. Array could be of two dimensional, it's a rows and column as well. और क्या बताना है, 3D भी है क्या? 1 2 ठीक है, बताती हूँ. मल्टी डायमेंशन, ओके, ऑलराइट, done. Now, for this specific process, I just want to take see, इसको और थोड़ा सा कर लेते हैं. देखो, this is a container. Suppose that as per our need, we declare a array. It's a int a 3 by 3. So 3 by 3 means A having specific rows and A having specific columns. So row and column are the combination, and 3 rows, it means we says array start position is 0 to 2. Right now I'm just right, and then I'll mention here it's a 2 by 2. So as per the declaration, we just ask, this is the name of the array. So 0th row, 1st row and 2nd row. Same here, 0th row, it's a column, 1 column and it's a 2 column. So array, it's a combination of rows and column when we talking about like 2D or it's the 3D or multi-dimensional. So for example, A0, 0. So where A का row भी 0 and column भी 0. I'm just write 1 or 2 because row का 0 and column का 1. It's a का 0 means row is 0 and column element is 2. Right? When we are moving here, so what is like row ka 2 and column ka bhi 2. So they are known as an index value. And for example, it's a 10, it's a 45, it's a 30, it's a 21. So what the thing we are printed like A ka 0, 1. So 0 row, 1 column means we are just talking about the value which is stored as a 45. Right? This is known as dimensions of array. Now they are introduced here the strings. So they mention like char is the data type. String name char होगा या जो भी हम declare करेंगे, and then size. For example, char name, char address, char city. Name में says कि 8 है, right? So char means a single value. See here, at the time of size, we declare a array in a curly open and curly closes. They are known as in braces. PROG. So P is on 0, then 1 and 2, and same process. The example, they are asking which having the index or address is 1001. It's storing 1 byte because we declare as a character, and which value it's
storing as in P. Although यहाँ पे कैपिटल लेटर A और स्मॉल लेटर की भी अलग अलग स्काई वैल्यू होगी, बट स्टिल अभी हमें प्रोग्राम रखना है, सो वी जस्ट इंसर्ट ऑल द वैल्यू इन आर एरे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल str का 4, then unix, str का 5, then unix and /0. Suppose that we declare as a char and return our value in term of string. C में char declaration है, string declaration नहीं है, so return के लिए char के लिए /c और %c and string के लिए %s. So they gave strcpy कॉपी करेगा, strlen लेंथ निकालेगा. ये सारे कॉन्सेप्ट देखो, बहुत छोटा सा प्रोग्राम है. प्रोग्राम टू रीड द नेम एंड डिस्प्ले दी हेलो अलोंग विद द नेम. तो stdio कोनियो लगा, मेन लगा, कैर करके नेम का साइज 0 to 9 के कैरेक्टर स्टोर कर लेगा. printf प्लीज एंटर योर नेम, scanf %s because 10 means a very big value na, it make a word. So we just put a access specifier that is /s hello /n के साथ value. So name is enter here, it's an Alex and hello Alex. तो डिस्प्ले करना है, printf यूज करोगे, पर्टिकुलर साइज प्रोसेस पे जाना है, इंडेक्स वैल्यू के साथ we can easily write as well as call the value. So this says initial values, this says number of value. Now they are some specific function. So strlan means we want to find out the length of a given. So suppose that strlen. So tyran, it's a tyran. So it having 5 character, right? So we want to get some specific, strlan, strcpy to copy, strconcat, strcmp for comparison, strcat to strlwr method is to like upper to lower conversion. They are the C specific. strrev to reverse the string. Let's say some of the name I just mentioned. देखो पैलेंड्रोम का बहुत छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट है. वी सेज NITIN. It's a specific name. So N for the start, N for the last. तो N I 0 यहाँ से, J का 0 माइनस यहाँ से. Compare it first and last, then moving cursor I and J, then it's a mid value. So we compare a word like first to last and last to first is the same. So NITIN नितिन मैं यहाँ से पढ़ूँ या NITIN इधर से. It's a palindrome. उल्टा सीधा एक समान हम करते हैं ना. The word is डालडा and all. So these are some. रिवर्स करना है तो बैक से फर्स्ट में उसको लिख दो. पैलेंड्रोम भी कुछ ऐसा ही कॉन्सेप्ट है, राइट. नाउ it's what is lefting other string operation. Okay, all right. See guys, this is the theory session. So in this time we more and more focus about our theory concept as per our practical sessions are started soon. Definitely one by one we can focus on our check your progress and all. So we keep uh, present each and everything in terms of practical as well. But still I'm giving you 5 to 7 minutes. Please think about and don't be hesitate. If you have any doubt, any problem, please go through the entire block 1. Any concept, any line, any word, any expression is not clear, please openly ask me or share me. Then we can discuss. I can make a list and now we'll start with a doubt. Otherwise we'll think about कि क्या मुझे आगे करना है. And I am just taking 5 minutes. तो आपको मैं पूरा 5 मिनट दे रही हूँ. आप एक बार इसे देखो, समझ लो और बताओ.
So guys, no one haven't any doubt. No one is. No one haven't any doubt. I know this. The all the students are professional. I know you all are having the sound knowledge about C and Python as well. But still, please open your block number 1 and ask me the thing. It's a counseling. I'm still waiting. अगर आप लिखोगे मैम देर इज नो डाउट इन ब्लॉक नंबर 1 then definitely I'll just take some different concept, and this is our time. Make sure me first like haven't any doubt, because I don't want like out of 100 you get 60 70s. My particular uh, pledging is all of you are getting at least 90 से 100 का रेंज. तो उसके लिए एक एक पर्टिकुलर वर्ड को बहुत बारीकी से प्लीज ओपन द ब्लॉक नंबर 1. If you want, I can share the blog. I am sharing you the drive link, and if you have the blog, please open your blog and go through it. If not, then please write here, ma'am. We haven't any doubt, and still respond. Still waiting for your response. Practical का है या theory का है? Please ask me, and please unmute of yourself. No doubt, ma'am. We can proceed further. Okay, all right, Anjali. I got one student response. Rest of the student, please make sure about the block number 1. No doubt yet, ma'am. Okay. Okay, all right. No doubt. Oh, all right. 3 students का आ गया. Out of 26, I got 3 students response. Guys, अभी भी बहुत सारा. Okay. Dhirendra says no doubt. All right. All right. See, if we haven't any doubt, it's too good. Then we do one thing. अगर doubt नहीं है तो definitely we just update. We just move to the block number 2. So I'll open the block number 2 and give me a minute only. I can open the block first. So guys, we have a time. So MCS 201. Now we start discuss a particular block, that is block number 2. And in the block number 2,
We are just focus on some specific topic which is written here. So the topic is function string pointers. लक्ष्मी भैया ये चल ही नहीं रहा, बिल्कुल नहीं चल रहा, और ये ऊपर से एकदम अपने आप नीचे गिर जा रहा है. मैंने इसे चलाया था, ये चला, 2 मिनट स्विच ऑन हुआ, मैंने इसे करा भी ओपन, फटाफट नीचे गिर गया. मैंने दूसरी बार भी करा, बुला लीजिए. मेरी क्लास में तो मैं फिर भी मैनेज कर रही हूँ. मैंने राहुल सर को भी अपडेट दिया है. मैं सोमवार को जाऊँ. नहीं, आप या
देखो, they just write some word like function. Function means we have to be prepare ourselves according to our function. लाइक जैसे घर में भी आप करते हो ना कि आज फैमिली फंक्शन है, हम लोग भी करते हैं कि आज मुझे कहीं जाना है, मुझे बर्थडे पार्टी अटेंड करने का फंक्शन करना है, मुझे मैरिज पार्टी अटेंड करना है, तो हम लोग अपने आप को पहले प्री प्लान उस ड्रेसिंग सेंस में भी ले आते हैं. सेम इन द प्रोग्रामिंग, those things which is predefined, which having a specific name, we are aware of those points on these terms like in a function. And what is known as a structure, it means set of instruction as per the start of this topic. Like structure means one type of thing we are mentioning in our program. Let's say, for example, if I'm talking about like faculties, so all the attributes are creating an environment for the faculties program. Let's say faculty ka id, unka naam, unka designation, as per like schools, as per like student, as per like study center or the course material. तो एक particular structure है. एक स्ट्रक्चर को दूसरे स्ट्रक्चर के साथ टाई अप तो कर सकते हैं, मगर कंबाइन नहीं कर सकते हैं. नेस्टेड हो सकता है स्ट्रक्चर, डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम का डाटा ओवरलैप नहीं करेगा, मगर दो स्ट्रक्चर आप एक साथ रख सकते हो एक एनवायरनमेंट में एज पर द सी कॉन्सेप्ट. एंड दिस इज व्हाट दीज आर नोन एज पॉइंटर्स. बिल्कुल सिंपल है. कुछ स्पेसिफिक कीवर्ड्स हैं, बी अवेयर, दे आर नोन एज एन पॉइंटर. सो आई जस्ट राइट लाइक एस्ट्रिक सिंबल. अगर ये वर्ड किसी भी दो वेरिएबल के बीच में आ जाएगा, लेट्स से इट इज नोन एज अ ऑपरेशन के एस्ट्रिक ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर रहा है, वी वांट टू डू सम मल्टीप्लिकेशन. सपोज दैट वी जस्ट राइट पीटीआर और वी जस्ट राइट सीटीआर. अगर इसके पहले एक लग गया तो अलग मीनिंग है, अगर इसके साथ दो लग गया तो अलग मीनिंग है. ठीक है. सिंगल इज नोन एज अ पॉइंटर which can be doing some different thing. अगर ये दो अलग एस्ट्रिक सिंबल है तो ये भी पॉइंटर ही है लेकिन अलग वैल्यू होल्ड कर लेगा. ठीक है. दैट इज नोन एज एन पॉइंटर. वन मेजर थिंग, हम इसे दिस इज द पॉइंटिंग आल्सो फॉर द वैल्यूज, सो वी यूज सम एरो सिंबल एज वेल. ये भी पॉइंटर है. डॉट इज अगेन अ पॉइंटर, बट इन सी वी यूज लाइक दिस एंड दिस पॉइंटर भी है. लिंक लिस्ट में हम यहाँ वैल्यू की भी बात करते हैं, बट ऑल दिस थिंग आर स्किप्ड in high level language when you are moving to your Python, Java, .NET, Android. The high level language I'm talking about. So you are aware of like dot,
this keyword and behave. Right? These three pointers are available nowadays. The three pointers is introduced in our C, and the file handling in C. File handling means we want to write some text file data. We want to create some txt file and open the result in our console, right? डॉस के प्रॉम्प्ट पे txt फाइल का डेटा ओपन करना है, इनवॉइस बनाना है, तो ऑपरेशन करने हैं, राइट? सो फॉर दैट टाइम वी आर यूजिंग फाइल हैंडलिंग. सेम IO ऑपरेशन we are doing in Python as well. So in unit number 5, we are going to be cover function. Unit number 6, we are covering structures and union. Unit number 7, we are more and more focused about the pointer concept. And in the last unit, that is unit number 8, we are aware of the concept of file handling. So guys, I'll just start with the PDF, then we'll move and slightly move to our देखो यहाँ पे ना मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा एक कंपैरिजन वाले मोड में लेके आऊंगी धीरे धीरे. Ultimate our goal is to go through the concept of a high level language. It's a Python. Why Python? You know, in MCA2 there is a specific MCS-204 uh, course title is there. It's a totally based on artificial intelligence and machine learning, the first thing. And as well as the practicals are going on. In the semester 3, when we move up, so there we get a specific, course title, that is data science. So data warehousing in data science, or we can say it's an artificial intelligence with machine learning. So all the approaches are just start up with the concept of Python. So I'll start here with little bit of the concept, starting concept of Python. Why? Because C is a procedural language, so we cannot skip the process, like approach top to bottom, each one of the line in a systematic order or a systematic manner. So we cannot left anything. But when we are moving to the Python word or the Python language, which is introduced by Gurio van Rossum and totally based on the sensors and the security purpose, right? So for that purpose, we just write a very concise code. We write very concise code and we get a optimal solution, right? So algorithm approach को कैसे कंसाइज करना है, कहाँ बढ़ाना है, कैसे अप्रोच करना है, वो हमने वहां सीखना है. अभी उसने हमें सिखाया कि हाउ टू डिफाइन, हाउ टू डिक्लेयर. व्हाट इज नोन एज एन प्रोटोटाइप मींस प्री डिक्लेरेशन. एंड व्हाट आर द रिटर्न वैल्यूज? इट्स एटॉमिक है, एक्सटर्नल है, स्टैटिक है, रजिस्टर है. टाइप ऑफ फंक्शंस है, कॉल बाय वैल्यू, कॉल बाय रेफरेंस. एंड हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में ऑपरेटर ओवरलोडिंग, ओवरराइडिंग बहुत मेजरली कंसेप्ट्स हैं और आते हैं. रेकरेंस सेम विद रिपीटिशन आपको लेना है. नाउ they just start with the topic, that is debug. So when we write a function, so well defined task of our program or a sub program, it is known as a function. So main is a function. Each one of the thing, when we just write and compile it, so main is required. Without main we cannot handle, we cannot write a single word or compile a single word. rather than web को छोड़ के main को लेके हम सब कुछ करते हैं, बिना main के हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. So functions are very important because it is a tool to provide us a modular approach in C. So these are the objective, and while defining of the function, first of all we just write C here. This is a C program. I just write a comparison here. I can make a Python program as well. So this is our comment. We want to show like program to illustrate a function. Definitely we start our stdio.h and ponyo.h. It is not compulsory to write our header file. If you just write with your main program, on the basic level you can easily write it. Otherwise, on a systematic approach, you can implement your header files as well. So main, आपने बोला void sample. Printf, you are in main. Hello. Ye- Beta, this time I'm taking my class. Can you call me again? It's near about 11. Class wind up कर दूंगी, मैं आपसे बात करूंगी, please. So it's a void sample. Printf करके you are in main. और देखो यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन है, इट मीन्स प्रोटोटाइप है. अभी प्रोटोटाइप हो गया, देन वी कॉल. सो void sample, you are in sample. This method is printed. एक छोटा सा इसका declaration देखते हैं, फिर हम मूव करेंगे. What is known as a return type, what is known as a function type, and the list of argument. So function could be like default and function could be like parameterized, first thing. So return is the keyword, data type देना है, function का नाम and list of argument, then data type declaration with argument, then execute thing and return. C का example देखा. Now I just write a very simple, क्या बनाया है C में, इसने बनाया है सैंपल बनाया है. यू आर इन सैंपल. ओके, देखो यही सेम कॉन्सेप्ट. while we start our python, see, only one simple word, we just write def to define a function, and sample as usual they are showing one thing in our block. They just check it is known as a function. Colon, it is known as a like curly open and curly closing in C, a procedure language. But in Python, we cannot declare a curly open and closing. We just put a colon, right? Press enter. The cursor is blinking here. I just write a message that is known as a print. So we are using it's a message only function here. Right, this is simple line which we write. Press closing. So it's a event driven programming is giving me some method. I'm just enter the thing. It means I'm using a pass keyword, and whenever we call, let's say sample we are creating and sample we are calling, so it gives me a response. That's it. So only 2 to 3 line you can write at the interface of Python, and we are, just retrieve, or we are able to retrieve a specific value. While when we are working with the procedural language, the same thing we just write in our C compiler or VS Code or like Notepad++. Then we are in a position to call it. Let's give me a value. Suppose that if it's, is it like copied, then we can perform it. Give me a minute only. Yeah, it's done. Okay, all right. Dekho, it's a notepad. Any editor we are using, either it's a notepad software, it's a notepad++. We just save with the help of an C extension and call it. So I'm just copied it out because I want to save the time. So it's a comment, and I can remove it. Include std. The second file you are generally using, it's a include. It's a conio as per the it's a console.header. Literally, we just write main as a void because void doesn't return a single value. So you have to be declare
a method. वर्ड मेन में आ गए हो, कॉलिंग कर दिया है, जेट सी एच लगा दो और इसको क्लोजिंग कर दो, लेकिन इसका ओपनिंग नहीं है, ये इसकी एंडिंग हो गई है। यहाँ पे आपने इस मेथड को क्लोज कर दिया है और इसे यहाँ कॉल कर दिया, राइट। तो सी के इंटरफेस में आप इस तरीके से इसे अमेंड करेंगे, और एक छोटा सा आंसर प्रिंट करने के लिए हमें बहुत सारे एफर्ट करने पड़े। नाउ डू वी हैव एनी डाउट, प्लीज आस्क मी, क्योंकि अभी धीरे धीरे ना कंसेप्ट थोड़ा सा लेंदी प्रोसेस में आएगा, तो आप मुझे पूछ सकते हैं। डू वी हैव एनी डाउट हियर? No one having any doubt? Oh, it's okay. So, guys, do one thing. Wait a minute. I can give you a link, that is a drive link, and on that drive link, I can assign you some assignment after this class. In the next class, क्योंकि वहाँ पे तब थोड़ा सा हो जाएगा, तो जो भी डाउट होगा आप मुझे उसी ग्रुप में शेयर कर दोगे। See, function prototype means declaration. So first we are you declare our function, give a proper body and call it. Two types of declaration, with main में भी declare हो सकता है and before main. So globalize करना है and localize. These are two words. Return is a keyword. Function को जब भी आप declare करोगे, we keep using a word that is return. See, रिटर्न 5 का वैल्यू हो रहा है, रिटर्न x और मल्टीप्लाई बाय y का वैल्यू हो रहा है, रिटर्न 2/3 मायने x में है 2, y में है 3, लेट्स से। सो 2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3, 6 हमें क्या होगा, रिटर्न होगा। सो एज पर द प्रोग्राम दे आर गिविंग एग्जांपल लाइक वॉइड स्क्वायर इंट एनो में उन्होंने स्क्वायर का वैल्यू डाला, जो भी यूजर नंबर एंटर करेंगे that number multiplied by number square value हुआ, और function is returning a specific value. So some of the example they just write here. So types of variables are what? It's a global or it's a static. So global variables are what? They are recognized throughout the program, and local variables or localized variables are what? They are recognized only within the function uh, when we are declared and defined there. So static versus dynamic. Static means fixed हो गया है, and dynamic, whenever we have the requirement we call that method. So storage classes are what? Storage classes are four. It's a auto, it's a static, extern and register. Automatic means the auto is an optional. All the formal argument also have the auto storage. The initialization of the auto variables can be. And C 5.4 may to print the value of automatic variables. So it include stdio.h, cmain, and just write down some value. Let's say it's b multiplied by b minus a by 2. So b is what? 5 multiplied by 5 minus 10 divided by 2. Suppose that if this is our program, so what type of output we are getting? Please mention what type of output we are getting here if this is our query. Please make it, if this is our query, what type of output we are getting. What type of operation is performed first? All of you please solve it and send me the answer in this chat as well. D equal D multiply by B minus A divided by 2. So B multiply by B means 5 multiply by 5 minus we have a particular Boltzmann's. It's a means 10 divided by 2. So 5 multiplied by 5, we get this. Maybe my answer is wrong. 10 divided by 2, it's all integer. So D equal 20. A का वैल्यू क्या होगा, B का वैल्यू क्या होगा एंड D का वैल्यू क्या होगा. Please make sure this example and just share me the answer. A का वैल्यू, B का वैल्यू and D का वैल्यू. Each one of you kindly unmute of yourself and ask me what is the answer is given by A, then B, then D. Oh, Dhirendra's absolutely right. Akhil 10, 5 and 20. Okay. 10, 5 and 20. Okay, Akhil. All right. Hey, some of the students are sharing their answer and all. Rest are not.
Yes.
सचिन क्या होगा आंसर, प्लीज शेयर. देखो मुझे तो पता नहीं है मैम, आपने सॉल्व कर तो दिया. अंजलि अंजलि इट्स आईटी वर्ड, डोंट ट्रस्ट ऑन मी. मैं भी तो गलत हो सकती हूँ. एल्गोरिदम अप्रोच है. बताओ सब मुझे, हो सकता है
Ma'am,
मेरा. हाँ यस
A
सचिन.
A 10, A equal to 10, A 10, B 5.0, D 20.0.
ओके ओके ऑल राइट ऑल राइट. Right. Rest of the answers, Sachin, is too good. Amit, yes. Ma'am, you are right this time. Oh, okay, all right. देखो है क्या, सचिन का जो आंसर है वो उन्होंने ओनली डी इज डबल. ऑल राइट अखिल. सी मुझे बिल्कुल लास्ट में बिल्कुल सही आंसर मिला. देखो यहाँ पे मैंने जो अप्रोच दी ना वो कुछ ऐसी थी. तो A is A and B and D is holding the result. D is declared as a percentile D. अगर percentile D है तो उन्होंने F फॉर्मेट एक्सिस स्पेसिफायर का यूज किया है. अगर वो लॉन्ग कर देते तो एल डी वो यूज करते. तो डी का जो आंसर होगा दैट इज यानी कि फ्रैक्शन वैल्यू. सो ए स्पेसिफिकली आपको 10 देगा, बी आपको 5 ही देगा, लेकिन डी का जो वैल्यू है वो आफ्टर डेसिमल आएगा. सो डी में जो रिजल्ट है वो 20 नहीं होके 20 पॉइंट समथिंग आपके पास वैल्यू आएगा. एब्सोल्युटली राइट आंसर. सो आई होप सो कि ब्लॉक 2 का इतना जो हमने अभी तक किया है ना वो हमारा क्लियर है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट टाइम जो भी हमारी क्लास होगी विल स्टार्ट विद एन एक्सटर्नल ग्लोबल वेरिएबल. सो वी डू वन थिंग ईच वन ऑफ द टाइम व्हेन वी ज्वाइन आवर क्लास, प्लीज मेक श्योर यू रीड योर ब्लॉक. क्योंकि कई चीजें ऐसी हैं जो पीपीटी में हो सकता है ना हो, बुक में मेंशन करना हो, और हमें टाइम बचेगा तो हम अपना थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन पेपर भी डिस्कस करेंगे. राइट. So today's onwards, like it's today's one. We have to be like just go through these class. So at the last time, can you please open the camera for the last attendance? और थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा, जो भी डाउट है विल डिस्कस. अंजलि, thanks for timely response. Sachin, good answer. Keep it up. All of you are, it's very nice. थोड़ा सा interactive और बनाएंगे class को. Thank you for this nice session. Now I'm just close the class. Do you have anything to say? Otherwise, we just close our session. If you want to share something, प्लीज आस्क मी. अगर आप मुझे बोलोगे मैथोलॉजी मैम बढ़ा दो या घटा दो, मैं वो भी कर दूंगी. एनीथिंग वांट टू से समथिंग. एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल cftedu.in पे रजिस्ट्रेशन कर लीजिए. द होल डेटा इज अपलोडेड देयर. जिनको एक्सेस नहीं मिला है, आज मैं दोबारा बोल दे रही हूँ सबको एक्सेस देने के लिए. नोट आउट. Okay, attendance is done from my side. If you want, you can switch off your cameras. All right. So, all right.
Ma'am, you had said you would share a drive link.
Yeah, I can share a drive link. Okay, give me a minute. I can share you a drive link. That drive link is what? Like, if you want to ask me any query, any question, or suppose that if I'm giving you some assignment, so on the basis of that drive link, we can, share our data. Give me a minute. I can share you the drive link now. बस एक ही मिनट दो मुझे, मैं अभी कर देती हूँ. See guys, I am sharing you the drive link. If you want to ask me any query, right? I am giving you the full access. See, get the link. It's a honor and not a viewer. Okay, it's a honor. Anyone who gaya na? Honor. It's a copied and it's in done. Now I can share you the drive link. If you want to give me any query, right? You save it your query here and you have my contact number as well. आप मुझे दे सकते हो. This is the drive link. Next time onward, I am giving you some assignment. और if you have any query like program का output नहीं आ रहा और any definition, तो आप यहीं पे रख दीजिएगा. I can check it. ठीक है. सो वीकेंड में क्लास है. अगर कुछ ऐसा होता है मैं यहीं से लूंगी और आपके, और एक बार मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे बता भी दीजिएगा. ठीक है. तो मैं यहाँ पे से इमीडिएट लेके उसे उसी सेम टाइम पे सॉल्व करके यहाँ पे स्टोर करूंगी. आप सबके पास एक्सेस है, आप यहीं से गेट कर लोगे. एंड वी जस्ट वांट टू फिल अप द गैप, कि कोई गैप नहीं आना चाहिए कि एक वीक का हमारे पास बीच में डिस्टेंस है क्लासेस में. Right guys, now I can switch off the class. I can just exit this class because I have another session. Till time, like goodbye all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you very much.